Warning, may cause extreme student engagement.
Welcome to the Digital Dish.
Your go-to podcast for all things tech and education.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the Digital Dish podcast.
Woohoo! We're your hosts. I'm Allie, already too warm, and your EdTech coach.
And I'm Katie, the crazy dream lady and director of EdTech at West Hill.
Uh-oh. What kind of crazy dreams are we having, lady?
I have wicked vivid dreams all the time, pretty much every night. And maybe that's why I'm so tired all the time. But the other night, I had this dream that my partner, Vince, went away for 3 days with a couple teachers and another friend of mine. He doesn't know these people. Well, he knows the friend, but he doesn't know the teachers. Mm-hmm. For a conference or something, and he didn't call or text the entire 3 days.
How dare he?
I know. And then when he got back, I was like all sad about it. But when he got back, I got a call from a person who I thought was my brother, but it ended up being the principal here. It took me a while to figure it out.
No.
And Dan Dolan, he said, I thought it was my brother Tim. He said, there's this dog you got to take a look at on this farm that's, up for sale or adoption. I don't remember. And I was like, I already have 2 dogs. He's like, no, trust me, you got to take a look at this dog. And he eventually convinced me to and it was called a standard poodle Dolos, D-O-L-O-S. I Googled it in my dream. This is how crazy this is.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love this story so much.
I Googled it in my dream, and what came up, and this doesn't exist, but what came up was a dog that looks like a lynx, like a cat, those lynx with the pointy, furry ears. So it looked like a cross between a dog and a lynx. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. They're like 50 pounds. I'm like, well, if it's already trained, like house trained, maybe I could consider it. It was such a cool looking dog in my dream in Google Images. And so I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just take a look. And so apparently the person that owns the farm was also subbing in the computer lab at the high school that day.
Oh.
And so I went over there and I was like, I want to take a look at the dog you have available. And he was like, I have to run home first. And then when I come back, then we can talk about it. I don't know why, but he had to go home in the middle of class.
To get the
dog. And then I'm like looking at Vince and I'm talking to him and we're getting all excited about the dog. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, we want a boat next year. Which is in real life,
okay.
But it came into my dream. He's like, we want a boat next year. No more dogs. I'm like, you know what? You're right. And then I woke up.
Aw.
So freaking weird.
You didn't even get to play with the dog.
No, I didn't get to see the dog in my dream.
Aw.
I know. But I'm hoping to get a boat next year, so.
Well, that's exciting, though.
Yeah.
What kind of boat? Inboard, outboard?
We want a pontoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was something we could take the dogs on.
Pontoons are a lot of fun.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's a dream. Pun intended.
Wah. That's funny.
And I know why you are too hot.
It is way too warm for me already.
Yeah.
Way too warm. I'm more of like a deep November weather kind of person. Mm-hmm. So it's very much... It's just already too hot. I woke up this morning and took the dog out, which is more difficult because I threw my back out over the weekend doing absolutely nothing.
Of course.
Because,
that's how it happens.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it was bothering me last week, but, I went to throw, a big ball, and then I was just like, ooh, yep, now I can't move. All right, so there's that.
No.
But went to take her out, and she's a husky, so she was,
dying. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm already too warm from 6
We
o'clock
definitely cut our walk short. We usually walk 50 minutes or so, 2 miles, but we only did 1.25 miles because it was already 78 and humid at 5:30 this morning.
Yep.
So if you're listening, we're in central New York, not used to anything above 80 usually.
No, not at all.
And it's supposed to go up to 96 today.
What?
And it's super humid.
Yep.
So
the hair went up very quickly.
Yep. I knew I put my hair up after the shower, so there's no way.
Yeah, there was definitely no way.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, today is our 20th episode.
Woohoo! And our season finale.
Our season finale, yeah. What are we getting into today?
I don't even know. So we did pick a whole bunch of questions. Now, I did ask Gemini to be my thought partner on these because I am not... Awesome. Is that better? Fabulous. Okay. Sorry. My mic was down a little bit.
Yeah.
I did ask Gemini to be my little thought partner. So it spit out a whole bunch of funny, get to know you questions that are appropriate, but really funny.
Yeah.
So we picked a couple.
Okay. And our main topic, our general topic is like how we got to where we are today.
Yes.
Because if you know us, you know, and if you've been listening, you know that we are former classroom teachers. Mm-hmm. Who, and Allie's following along the same path I did. I was a teacher trainer for many years and then got into technology leadership. So, yeah, how did we get here?
Lots of interesting twists and turns, at least in my end. But anyway, so one of the first questions that we chose was describe your biggest tech fail in the classroom or during a training session.
Do we want to talk about how we got here real quick?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do you want to start?
Sure. So I am a certified 1 to 6 teacher. And so it was a little bit difficult trying to find a position when I was looking for a public school position. So I ended up interviewing for the Catholic schools down in Broome County. And with one of my former principals, like when I was like 5 years old, which was fun. And there was 2 positions open. One was the ELA position and one was the tech position. And so I didn't get the ELA position, but they're like, how do you feel about technology in the classroom? And I went, well, I love technology, so the more the better. And here I am. So I did that for 5 years and I was able to build my curriculum from the bottom up, which was exciting. And I know that you were my first tech coach and all that fun stuff.
That's right. Yeah. We
then,
go back kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Little gap, but that's okay. Yeah. Like we're back. But then I went to public school and then I landed at TST BOCES as a teacher trainer for technology.
Yeah.
So.
Or OCM. Oh,
I was TST and then I came to
And now
OCM.
You're OCM and that's how we have Allie.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. I went to school for computer science. I don't know if you knew that about me.
I did. We have had conversations about that.
I have my bachelor's in computer science and I've always loved technology, but I also loved my English classes in college. And so I started taking more and more and more, especially with this one professor. Like, we dug into the deep, deep underlings of Shakespeare and other literature. And I loved it so much. Like, you know, talking about what I've read with other people and, like, them sharing, like, what they thought and their perspective. And then I get to share. Like, that was really fun to me. So after college, I decided, like, computer science to me meant you're sitting in a cubicle programming all day. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a database administrator. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of sounds boring. Like, maybe I could be a teacher and teach literature just like my professor did.
There you go.
So I went and got my master's in English education and loved it. And I started using technology in my classroom, like always an early adopter. And then, and we're fine now, but I had a couple little run-ins with the tech director in my district. Well, I wouldn't say run-ins, but like I would get frustrated because I would want to move into the future and I couldn't, or I wanted to use a tool and it took too long for them to unblock it or whatever it was. And I decided, it's funny, I decided I wanted to be the yes person instead of the no person. So I worked on my administrator degree and got my administration degree. And while I was doing that, I also transitioned from being a classroom teacher to being a tech coach at BOCES, 2 different BOCES also. So I've been in districts all over the state, from Syracuse up to Alex Bay, Boonville, all the way over to Little Falls was my furthest east. I was assigned to a district 2 hours away called Beaver River, which was north of Lowville.
Right.
So I've been to all, different districts, and then I came to OCM. And I was assigned to the diocese schools 5 days a week.
Which are all over.
We're Cortland to Oswego, over to Utica. like that whole entire area. I don't remember how many schools it was, but yeah. So I have like a really wide breadth of I guess like working with teachers in different aspects of the classroom. And I really got into leadership when I was working with the diocese schools. Like, that was really fun. So I decided I wanted to be a director.
There you go.
And Westville's the perfect place for me, I think. I never want to leave. I love it here.
Well, good. And that's the feeling that you want.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't feel like I come to work. Like, this is a passion for me. So when I'm here, it doesn't feel like work. I know I have to get things done. And there's always negative aspects to any position, I think. But, like, majority of the time, I feel very lucky and blessed to, like, be loving what I do every day.
Right.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's always fun having that conversation with people, being like, I really love my job. And they're like, oh, what do you do? I was like, so let's talk. Because it's something different every day.
It is.
If anybody's, looking for further or moving into the teacher instructor type of situation, like, it's a good time. Yeah.
And I'm the type of person that loves to learn new things, and I love innovation. So this is like really the perfect job for me. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great. And unfortunately, when you are on the other side of the fence in administration, you realize that you can't be the yes man all the time, and it's not your fault. And you wish you could be. Like, I wish I could say yes to everything, but because of, like, laws like Ed Law 2D, now, or tons of, like, new things going on with security and hacking and ransomware, like, that didn't exist 10 years ago, really. So now, like, we have to really be more careful and can't always say yes.
It's the naughty people that ruin it. It's not us. We want to be able to give you the stuff.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Right.
New York State laws.
Yeah, I'm bound by these laws, and I know, like, a lot of people just don't get it, like, don't understand the laws or why the laws exist, and I do agree with them. I just wish there was better ways to do it so that we could be like, oh yeah, let's do it all the time, but we do what I do everything I possibly can to give teachers what they want and need. So yeah,
absolutely.
All right, let's get into the fun questions.
Now that you know a little bit more about us.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe your biggest tech fail in the classroom or during a training session that, in retrospect, was hilariously disastrous but taught you a valuable lesson?
I'd like you to start with that question because I want to hear your story.
So it was probably had to have been like my second year as a tech teacher. It was my very first attempt at a digital escape room. I made it from scratch.
Those are pretty complicated.
They're very complicated, but it was great. It was a big moving puzzle. The kids were excited. We get to class and they're like, yes, we're going to do this. None of the links worked. And then the internet went down.
Oh, no.
Like, what's happening? And it was just, there was no way I could salvage it except for the links. And then, so my tech guy there, him and I didn't exactly see eye to eye on a lot of different things.
Happens.
Yeah. So we went back and forth on a lot of different things, but I was able to make ones that were more within what we could click on with the diocese. So, because that's very tough, but it was, none of the links worked. The kids are like, Miss J.
And then you're like sweating because you've got a whole classroom full of kids that you're completely losing because nothing is working.
Yep.
We have all been there.
And then all of the internet went down. So it wasn't just a one
so
thing. It was a smack. It was, so luckily I have a lot of unplugged activities. So I just I was like, guys, sorry, field trip. Like, so we just brought out some unplugged stuff and we were able to do that. And they actually, the class that I failed in, were able to help me fix it. So they saw, like, because it takes several hours to put these together.
Yeah.
So they were able to, like, look on the back end with me and help fix it. And so that was a good lesson for all of us. But it was a rough.
Try it before you fly it.
Class.
Yeah. I know.
When I had somebody try it, but they were in a different building, a different like everything. So the links worked for them. It didn't work for the kids. So
been there.
I'm sure.
I have a story, but it's not me.
Okay.
But it's another trainer who I'm very good friends with and have been since 2012. I think that's when this occurred. And I was really excited. We had a cart of iPads at the high school that I wanted to like learn more about using because we didn't really have devices for kids back then. We just had to like sign out a cart of whatever we had. And so I took a workshop through NiceGate, and the workshop was in the middle of nowhere outside of Canandaigua at a BOCES. And the trainer, there was only like 2 or 3 of us in the session. One was a close colleague of mine and me, and then I think there was like maybe only one other person. So it was on using iPads in the classroom. So we're going to be talking about apps that we could use. And again, back then there was no EdLaw 2D. So we could just like use whatever apps we wanted to.
Right.
And there wasn't really a ton of like iPad management back then either and like lockdown stuff. So I was really excited about it. And the trainer is the first time I ever met this guy, Mike. He's an Apple Distinguished Educator.
Oh.
So he was like really... And he's a very good presenter. He's like very gregarious and outgoing and like fun and like really good sense of humor. Like there were throwing jokes around first time we ever met, and like it was really fun. And then so he was using an Elmo with the iPad.
Okay, I didn't know that those two went together, but all right.
I think okay. No, this is what happened. Let me go back. He was plugging the iPad into the projector, and then the iPad died.
Oh no!
So he couldn't. Back then you couldn't use like the thing for power and projecting, right?
the dongle, thing
the little dongle thing to go to the VGA, right? So he had to plug the iPad in, and then he put it under the Elmo.
Oh.
And I started, what do you call it? Heckling him. So bad. I took a picture. I still have it. I'm like, you are using antiquated technology for this thing. And he was so embarrassed, but he took it like a champ. It was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
like,
poor guy.
I know. I don't feel bad for him. He rolled with it. But, you know, stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah. So the question that I picked is if you had to pick a theme song for your personal EdTech evolution, and I'm going to change the question a little bit.
Okay.
For who you are as an EdTech coach or EdTech person, what would that be and why?
I kind of want to hear yours first.
You want to hear mine first?
I do want to hear yours first.
This actually happened recently. Well, okay, the first I have 2 songs. The first one would be She's a Maniac on the computer. Typing like you've never typed before.
I love it.
Yeah.
Karaoke with Katie.
Yeah. And the second one came on. I was sitting in Dan Dolan's office, high school principal, with Megan, the assistant principal, and he had the radio on or something, and a song came on, and I started like, I had my backpack on, and I started like dancing out the door to it. And I'm like, this is my walk-on song. It was Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, because I just fixed something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so now that's my theme song when I go to the high school.
I love it.
And I walk like, every little thing she does.
I love it.
Not that I am very egotistic, because I'm not, but it was the situation that, yeah.
It was a funny situation,
Yeah.
and now it just kind of stuck.
Yeah, it stuck.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How about you?
So I know that we were kind of batting back and forth before we talked about like as a trainer. So I feel like the students, especially because I had a big, I want to say I was a little heavier committed to the Chromebook stuff at the diocese. So I was very much like thumb on it. Like this is the rules, you do not. So I feel like it would be like a Jaws, like a do like
As you were walking around the room.
like really, or even down the hallway. Like one class in particular, they were awful with this one teacher. And they would, because I have a specific walk, and so when they would hear my keys coming down the hallway, they're like, "Oh no, we gotta stop! There's keys coming!" So it was funny. I don't know. I've been really into Pink recently. So I feel like a couple of her songs like Fire. That one would be really
You gotta
good.
sing it though.
Oh.
I put myself out there and I do not sing well. I sing not well.
How about like at the very beginning, so probably like almost 2 years ago when I started like the tech journey, it was probably more like an Imagine Dragons Thunder. Hear the thunder. Like, yeah.
Keep going.
I'm good. I think everybody got it. I can sing. Not right now though.
Okay. All right. So we're probably reaching the end of our little season finale here.
Oh.
But are you excited for summer?
I am. Not for the heat.
Yeah.
Not for the heat, but we're doing a lot of chip camp stuff over the summer, so I'm going to be at BOCES quite a bit, which is exciting.
Oh yeah, sign up for that.
Yes, please. Well,
not that.
The chip camp.
Yeah, but the other
my hummingbird kits, my microbits and hummingbird kit session.
I am going to sign up for that.
I'm really excited to do it, and it's bringing STEM to life and coding, but not like if you're a little nervous about coding and teaching it, no worries. Like there's a lot of different pathways to do it.
Yeah, and we can sign kits out. And Allie can come to your classroom. So if you sign up for the course or the workshop, then you would know like how to integrate it into your whatever subject area you are doing. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Whatever grade level, doesn't matter. And you learn a little bit about it, get some ideas, and then Allie can come and work with you.
Absolutely. It's super, like, there's not only like lessons that we have to come out with, they're pre-done lessons.
Oh, that's
almost
awesome.
almost scripted, not quite scripted, but almost scripted enough to be like, okay, A, B, C, like this is how you have to do in order. It's an awesome product, originally done by the BBC, which is fantastic.
Nice.
So I'm doing the session on July 24th. It's a full day session.
Okay. Do you have any other PD sessions you have offering this summer?
We have a Lego coaches camp for the first Lego League, but I don't know if we have one here for West Hill. I don't think
probably
so.
Probably not.
But anybody else listening, just so you know, well, because of I'm going to Idaho. They're sending me to Idaho to learn, and like I'm excited. There's lots of good stuff coming.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you?
I'm offering 5 sessions. My summer sessions never really get much traction. Like not very many people sign up for them. But I sent out a survey asking for what people wanted and when. So I'm hoping the email's going out tomorrow morning of the 5 different sessions. They're all on AI. So I'm hoping that we get some attendees, and if not, that's okay too. But Allie and I are thinking about starting kind of like an AI group of teachers who want consistent PD and classroom support. And in turn, they may be offered something a little special. I'll tell you about it after.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, for the thing that you sent me earlier.
No, so I used Gemini in Google Docs to create me like a plan for this like focus. I don't want to call it a focus group, but or a pilot group. It's not a pilot. It's like a AI implementation group something. We'll have to come up with some name for it.
I asked Gemini to do it for me, so there's a couple
Okay.
suggestions.
Oh, yeah, we'll look at them. And it created this whole like document plan with I asked it to focus on certain things each month, and it created like this whole document with like a document outline and everything. So we're going to take a look at that today, and then we'll be promoting that for the fall.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of me, I'm not going to be here the rest of the summer, but you can go ahead and shoot me an email.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty responsive.
I'll be around. I don't have much, as far as days off planned. I might take some here and there, but I don't have a week or anything. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of projects to do at work this summer and at home, but yeah, at work this summer. So,
well, and if you have any suggestions for topics for next year,
yeah, there's a link. There's a link on the website if you want to submit your own ideas.
Or be on our show.
Yeah, or be on the show. But we're going to get more guests.
Yes.
We're going to get more like local guests.
100%.
People you know. Stay tuned. All right.
All right, thanks, guys.
Everybody have a good summer.
Have a good summer.
Bye.